Welcome to another edition of Tide Talk with Webb. Let's jump into a lot of stuff to get into today. I have to say that I had called it last week that I thought Saban was going to pick an NFL guy to be his offensive coordinator. I thought it'd be Godsey or Dable. Well, it turns out it was Dable. I think it's a good pick. He's got a history with Saban. He was a grad assistant under him at Michigan State in 98 and 99. He's been the tight ends coach for the Patriots since 2014. He's also been part of all 5 Super Bowl winning championship teams of the Patriots. So he's got some history. He's got some good pedigree. So that's something great to look at. Let's go through his history a little bit. From 2000 to 2001, he was a defensive assistant. And from 2002 to 2006, he was a wide receivers coach for the Pats. He's been the tight ends coach since 2004 since I mentioned previously. He was the quarterback coach for the New York Jets in 07 and 08. He was offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Steamer Browns. Don't know why you'd go there. But from 09 to 2010. And he was an OC from Miami Dolphins from 2011. And he was the Kansas City Chiefs OC in 2012. So he's got to be more successful at Bama than he was there. I know you're kind of like, oh, God, he was the OC there. He didn't stay anywhere that long. Well, give me a second and I'll get into all that. When he was at the Browns, he ranked last out of 32 NFL teams in 2009, and then he was 29th out of 32 teams in 2010. So a little improvement. When he was at the Dolphins, he ranked 22nd over in total offense, and the Chiefs, he was number 24 out of 32 teams. Worth noting, though, he never had anything that resembled a decent quarterback at all. So remember that, and he was not there long enough to draft any guys to get in to fit his system. So he was always behind the 8 ball everywhere he went. Yes, he may have made some bad decisions in going certain places to be offensive coordinators. So what? We all make mistakes. Now let's go through the quick list of quarterbacks that he had to work with. So I'll show you why there was not a lot of success. There was not a lot of improvement and things. And just tell me if you guys recognize any of these daggum names. Brady Quinn. He worked with Derek Anderson. He worked with Colt, I just shit my pants because Bama hit me, McCoy. He also worked with a 35-year-old Jake Delhomme. He also worked with Seneca. I got them Rimas Wallace. And he worked with Matt Moore at Miami. But let me just say this. Matt Moore had his best career to date. Best career year to date under Daboll. Chad Henne, he also worked with J.P. Losman and Matt Castle. Does anybody know if these guys are still in the NFL? I mean, I guess these guys are in witness protection because nobody's heard of these guys in probably about a decade. So, case closed on that. This guy's he's got a bright mind. Yes, let's be honest. He's probably going to Bama because it's a great offer. He can hone his skills a little bit more. And this is kind of a rehab job for him. It's just like Kiffin. It's just like Sark. Let's be honest. This is a rehab job for him. But don't be dismayed, guys. He learned from Belichick and Josh McDaniels. So his pedigree's good. His X's and O's game is good. Let's run down some other things you may not be aware of. When he was at the Cleveland Steamer Browns and their offensive coordinator, you may remember a running back that was under his tutelage, Peyton Hillis. He got like 1,200 yards that year. He snagged the cover of Madden. So, not so bad. So, he can run the ball. He just good with X's and O's. He hasn't had a quarterback. In his defense, he hasn't. He's a high-energy guy, up-tempo. I got a lot of hope for this guy. I think he is a good hire. Saban wouldn't hire him if he wasn't a good hire. I mean, did anybody know who Kirby Smart was before he was at Alabama? Did anybody know who Scott Cochran was? I mean, everybody lampooned Saban and said, oh, Lane Kiffin, a.k.a. Joey Freshwater, was not going to be any good. It was going to be garbage. Well, we saw how that turned out. I mean, he took a running back and made him a quarterback, went to the playoffs. He took Coker, who never started anywhere, and only 1 year as a starter, won a national championship, and then took another guy, Jalen Hurts, a freshman, 18-year-old kid, and almost won another national championship. So let's just hold the horses on getting crazy and upset. I think this is a great hire. Let's see how it pans out. I'm telling you, good things will happen. In other news, Trent Richardson was arrested. Come on, guys. Can we go 2 weeks without a Bama player getting arrested? Basically, he was in Hoover. It was a domestic violence charge. Police responded to a disturbance at the Hyatt Place Hotel on John Hawkins Parkway. They had been arguing, according to the report, at Walmart, if that's not redneck. And it carried over to the Hyatt Place Hotel. Things got physical, like Olivia Newton-John. Physical, let's get physical. Okay, that's really horrible. Absolutely bad. Anyway, the female has scratches and bruises on her face, and he was locked up, unfortunately. I hate that because I like the guy. He was a Bama grade at running back, but I guess he's got his flaws, and he'll work it out. He needs to go back down to Alabama, be a grad assistant, and go be a coach. I think that's his best bet. In other news, I think you guys probably saw it about the guy that blasted Bama, the high school football coach, and said that they weren't welcome and they were untruthful and they had no integrity. That was during the Saban era where they had Doug Nussmeier and they were recruiting, I think, Jordan Jefferson or whatever. Anyway, one of those horrible quarterbacks that was awful at LSU. Anyway, he didn't like him and banned him from the school and blasted Saban. The guy's name is David Feaster. He sounds like another name for you have a yeast infection or a urinary tract infection. But anyway, he got fired today. He was a coach at Parkway High School. He got fired, according to the report, for insubordination. The principal said, and I quote, you have to check with me before you ban Bama. So obviously he didn't talk to anybody and was just running off the mouth. The principal also said, you brought way too much negative attention to the school, and so you had to go. He also said, and I quote, I do not share the same philosophy or vision for Parkwood High School athletics that Coach Fester does, and so he had to go. In other news, Joey Freshwater, he's at it again. He snagged a grad assistant, Clint Trickett. We had hired Clint Trickett recently, or he'd become to Bama to be a grad assistant. He was the UMCC tight ends coach and quarterbacks coach over there, and yeah, he's going to be a tight ends coach with Joey Freshwater at FAU. Also, Charlie Weiss Jr., who also was an offensive analyst for us last year, he's also going with Sark as an offensive analyst at the Falcons. So we keep getting gutted from coaches. We hire a coach and two more leave. I don't know. So whatever. Freddie Roach also is leaving. He was under player development at Alabama. He's going to Ole Miss to be defensive line coach. So he's going to do all that. Good luck to all the Bama coaches that are leaving. Wish you great success. And don't be dismayed, guys. I know that maybe this hire at offensive coordinator again is not what people saw coming, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a great hire. So just wait. Just give it time. We got Bentleys in the garage. We just put rims on them. Let's see what this guy can do. I'm telling you, he's got great tutelage. He has been under the best coaches. Saban has a history with this guy. He would not hire him if Saban didn't have full faith and trust in this guy. So let's just go with the process. I'm telling you, this is going to be a good thing. Like I said, some of the biggest names at Bama that have left, nobody had a damn clue who they were before they got to Bama. So let's trust the process. We're going to keep it rolling, baby. Roll Tide. Let me give you a rebel yell. I'm out.